Hey everybody, this is Ozark Prepper One. Today I'm going to talk about something that's off topic from normal, and that topic is the human mind. I believe that the human mind can be exercised like the human body. I believe we can be taught to be stupid, or we can be taught to be smart. We can taught to increase our knowledge, or we can be taught to not even care, to have apathy. And I think a lot of that teaching comes from when we're younger, when the public school systems were taught A, B, C, or D. That's your only choices. And then you also have the parental figures. You have the dad who calls the kid stupid, or the mom who calls the daughter stupid. And they do that their whole life, and the kid starts believing they're stupid. And it also happens when the parents are working and the kid is left at someone else's house, like the big sister or the aunt or uncle, and they call the kid stupid, not in the parent's presence. And I believe over time that has two results. And the two results it could be was either the kid becomes very successful or very down in the dirt, or usually on drugs and in the criminal system in no time. That's been my, what I've seen growing up. We've all seen that father and son somewhere at an event, and the son asks a question, and the dad says, "Shut up, son, you stupid idiot," And my parents never did that to me. We were never talked down upon like dogs, But I see that is a major problem in this country. We have people that all they've done is they landed a good job during the good times, and they profess themselves to be wiser than the rest. They've put themselves up on a pedestal, saying, I'm the know-it-all because I happen to land a good job during a good time. And you've got others who scratch each other's back. They're in their little clubs and whatnot, and they do the same thing. They think, I'm a little better than the rest. I must be smarter. And if you go back through the time, and you go back to the early 1900s, a lot of the smartest men and women in this country were the most humble. They were the most innovative, and they were also the most humble people. You look at Nikola Tesla, who died broke and poor because another man professed himself to be wiser and stole from him. And they shut the door in his face of his technology because they wanted to make profit off of humankind through selling natural resources to people, when we didn't have to do that. We didn't have to cut down all these forests, and we didn't have to pump all that oil out of the ground. It was not necessary. But yet we did it because one man wanted to line his pocket. About 20 people of the whole world want to line their pocket, and families are still lining their pocket. Right now they don't know what to do because things are about to get stupid. And they've lost a lot of their profit with this little shutdown. I kind of giggled when I saw it. When I see those little news headlines saying they're losing money, good. Let them lose some money and feel it. But the human mind is not something to manipulate. It's not something to, I don't know. It's not, you shouldn't go to people and gaslight them. You shouldn't, try to provoke a response from someone by, triggering them. When somebody asks you not to do something politely and it's reasonable, you don't try to sneak around and do it anyway. You know, it's just not. It's disrespectful. It's a way to get a reaction you may not want. You know, sometimes that reaction may take you out of this world, or take someone you love out of this world. But I think that's the main problem in this whole country is, you know, instead of raising our people up, you know, we have a tendency to kick people when they're down at the very bottom. That's when we kick them harder. And that doesn't seem to be the case, and it wasn't the case 30 years ago like it is now. You know, now if you start falling, you know, now we have a system where we make all of our cops wear body cameras, but they don't let the cops give anybody a break now. You know, so they set up to where there can't be a good cop anymore. You know, remember the old days? You get in trouble or something, or your insurance ran out, or you had something on your car that you forgot to put your tags on your plates or something. They would say, "I understand, man. Just get out of here." Well, now they can't do that because they got those cameras on their chest, and so if there is a good cop, you're not going to know it because he's not going to risk his job over your $40 or $50 tag on your license plate that you forgot to put on there last week or couldn't afford to, because many people can't afford that stuff anymore. It's getting to where, you know, even a working person, you know, it doesn't matter if you live in the city or the country. You live in the city, your job's closer, so you're not wasting that much in fuel to get to your job. But you have some costs that are a little higher. Some are not. You know, in the country, some of your costs are cheaper. Some are not. You know, one of them's going to work. If you plan on working in the country, you might as well plan on just figure what minimum wage is. You're going to be lucky to make a little bit more than that in most places. I'm not saying everywhere, but I'm saying most places. Unless you're some skilled worker, you know, you're somebody working with dangerous things, you know. But when I go back to talking about the human mind, let's go back and look at what happened in Minneapolis. What if those people all involved in that murder we saw, what if they were all actors and just doing street theater? To where you assume a murder took place. It was on the big screen. An Asian cop stood in front of that white cop while he killed the black man. And another black cop was behind him looking the other way. I find it hard to believe that those other cops would just stand by and let a man kill another man like that. Especially another man of another guy, same guy's own race, you know. Which we shouldn't kill anybody of any race like that. That's wrong, you know. But in the back of my mind, I also thought, did they just do this to trigger a response? You know, I don't. Did they all get together and say, okay, we're going to pay you this much. You act like you're the guy on the ground. You act like you're killing him, and you guys block the protest, the people from getting close, and we'll have the ambulance pull up and get the guy, and then we'll get the riot started. That's possible. I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm saying open your mind. Don't sit back there and just assume that everybody's that stupid. You know, I'm sure I know there's stupid people out there stupid enough to do what that man did. You know, there are people that are cold-blooded and will kill like that wear uniforms. You know, I've heard stories from local corrections around here, you know, and of stuff like that happening. And I heard from the people who worked in there, not from an inmate. But it's very possible that we just saw a big act. It'd be easy to pull off because everybody's been dumbed down. You know, I see these people walking around wearing masks. You guys are idiots. I'm telling you right now, you are idiots. I'm not wearing a mask, ever. I'm not ever wearing a mask. I'm breathing clean, fresh air. I'm not afraid of some stupid made-up virus. So, I just wanted to get that out of my mind because I've been thinking about that ever since I saw it. I was like, this just looks staged. It very well may not be. It might be. I don't know. I don't know the man or his family. I find it odd that the two both worked at a movie theater, or no, a club. They worked at a club as security in a. What's the odds? So, I believe they're just staging stuff, just like they have been the past 10 years, probably past 40 years. You know, they're steering society into a lockdown, basically. The book 1984 in reality. You know, they want a cashless society. They want microchips in people. They want to cull the herd, and they haven't found a nice way to do it. You know, they've hit us with cancer. They've hit us with all these other diseases, AIDS and stuff. Those are all man-made. That's all man-made stuff. Guarantee it. And it's all about culling the herd and profiting at the same time. And they grin. You can see the grin on their face when they talk about it, and they pretend like they care. So don't let the media get your mind. That big black screen that you're looking at, you turn it on, that's a big scrying mirror looking back at you. And once you turn it on, then you start getting programmed. The hard drive in your brain. And people let it get to them, and they become cold-blooded themselves towards other people. It happens both ways. You take a herd of blacks in the city or wherever they're at, and you can put something in front of them and say, look what this white man did to this black guy. And every whitey's got to die now. And you can do the same thing to a white guy. You say, oh, look what this black man did to this man's family. And then the whole area of the whites there start putting up their sign and stuff. You know, that it's a big scam. Because everybody's getting along good until around 2014. Or whenever the whole Ferguson thing erupted. And that was all staged. You know, it was as they take one thing and they blow it up. Instead of getting the bad guy, they go after they create a big agenda out of it. And make it look like this herd hates this herd. When in reality, all the herds get along pretty good, really. I mean, if it wasn't so, you wouldn't have Whitey driving into gang neighborhoods picking up some dope, and you wouldn't have all of them meeting up at the clubs and partying together. You wouldn't have all that stuff if we didn't get along. You know, there's the whole race thing is the media. It's fake news. So I guess I'm going to get off here. I'm rambling now. Y'all have a good weekend.